Hey, Shayaa here from the house of Shayaa, and today, excuse my hair, I do need it doing, but today I want to talk about lock maintenance, and the main part of lock maintenance that I want to talk about is interlocking. I've been asked, is interlocking good for your hair? Doesn't it damage your hair? Doesn't it break your hair? You should always do interlocking. If you have retwist, you can't have interlock. There's been all sorts of things that's gone out there. I want to say this to you. My hair, I personally have 2-3 different coil patterns. Now in the top, just along here, it's very soft and it can get very fluffy. The back and the sides are a lot tighter, so the tighter the coil, the better it is to have it retwisted. Really, it's a perfect coil pattern for retwisting because it stays and it locks in place. Where it's softer, a bit more of a S coil pattern or a bit more of a wavy coil pattern, the hair is going to find it a bit more difficult to remain and stay in the palm roll. Although I'm not saying that you shouldn't have your hair palm rolled, but interlocking comes into play nicely when your hair is softer, yeah, and it helps it to stay in place. So for me, I interlock the top, the crown, just around here, because it's the first part to just sometimes not lock and to go fuzzy real quick. So I will interlock it, and I'll do around my periphery, just around the hairline at the front and the back. The key though is not to do it tightly and to make sure the sequences are done properly. If the sequences are not correct, then you can end up with holes, or you could end up with it being all locked in the same direction, and one lock just then turns into two, and I call that, when it's two locks like this, I'm going to put an image in this video actually, I call it the Y lock. Yes, I don't know why somebody would wrap hair in the same direction multiple times when, you know, creating two locks when you should just be doing it properly. Now if you know, you know. If you don't know, here you go. There's different ways in which to do it properly, a couple of different ways. Some people use the term like north, east, south and west, yeah, or you can go by the clock, and there's the 12, the 3, the 6 and the 9. Now I usually go by the clock. It's easy for me to remember. I picture it, and now this is the sequence that I use, which is quick and easy. There is a longer one, but I'm just going to tell you the quick one. So imagine the clock with your latch hook. You're going to go in towards 9 and pull the hair through with the hook, and then you're going to want to make sure you go, okay, 3. So you got your hook. Imagine this is your latch hook. This is not what I use. This is just to be, this is exactly where I needed it to be at the right time. So if you're using your latch hook, you're going to go in to 9, pull the lock through, into 6, pull the lock through, into 9, pull it back through again, up into 12 and pull the lock through, and you finish on 12. That is the short route. And repeat, that is the shorter way, but there is other sequences. I'm not going to go into the whole long thing. So some people do east, south, east, north, example, yeah. You do not go in the same direction. You do not go, for instance, an example, 12, 12, 12, 12. If you do that, you start to get the split. And then what some people do is notice that there's a split, and then they'll go to number 3, pull the hair through, and then it closes off and you have a hole like this. I then call that the chain lock. Closed off hole, closed off hole, closed off hole. I'm telling you, it does not look good. And I have actually done a blog post on this. It was either last year or the year before. Go to www.shayaa.com/blog. I think it is. I'm going to check it and put the link below. But please do get the interlocking right. Interlocking, if you work with it properly, you will reap the rewards. If you do it incorrectly, oh, it will mess you up, and it will mess up your hair. So if it's done too tightly, it's gonna cause traction. Because what do people do? Get the hair interlock, get it done tight, then they're gonna want to put it in some tight lock style, or pull it all up off the face really tight, and it's already got tension on it, and then you're going to put more tension on it. So what, it's got no choice but to go thin. That's what happens with the hair. It starts to go thin, it starts to pull, it starts to pop out at the root. That, you don't want that at all. Come on, please. If you find that you're doing it yourself and you're doing it tight, stop doing it. If you find you're struggling with it, go and ask for help. Go find somebody who knows what they're doing. It is best to go to a professional if you can, if you're really struggling, because I don't want to see any more people struggling with their locks. I really don't, and the hair. You know what I mean? Don't feel a way to go and pay. You get what you pay for. Some people just don't want to spend money, but if you're having problems, you're going to have to, because you're going to want to sort it out. It's an investment, near enough. So it's part of what you want, so you got it done properly, you take care of it properly, you heed what they tell you, and if you're doing it yourself, do it properly, because I'm telling you, I've seen some hair that's really ended up messed up, and it ain't the way forward. So interlocking versus retwisting, I would say I like both. And they both have parts to play in the lock journey. So if your hair's soft and wavy, interlocking works perfectly. Okay, it stays, it keeps it in nicely until your next session. It gives you the look of a lock, even though it's not locked straight away. It does take longer to form than the retwist though. Yes, the retwist can loosen and puff out quicker. It will form quicker than the interlock, purely because it is like, say this is one cylinder. Like how I just explained the locks, yeah, with locks, with interlocking, you've got to do your 9, 6, 9, 12, yeah. So then that one section of lock is separated in many different directions, isn't it? For that reason, it does make the lock take longer to form. But with the retwist, it's the one cylinder that's being retwisted. Yes, it can loosen that bit quicker and puff out, but it will form quicker. That's the benefit of the palm roll. And the benefit of the interlock is that it gives you the look of the lock and the hold up until it grows again. That's what's brilliant about that. Do them both incorrectly, they both will not give you any rewards. Consistently do them properly, you will reap the rewards. Repairing, for instance, is the interlocking is what I fall for a lot of the time when I'm repairing hair. Definitely plays a very good role for me in repairing the lock. Yeah, so definitely consider that. It depends. If you're into sports, fitness, you sweat a lot and you usually get a retwist and you notice that your hair is always a mess, it's not for you. You need to go for the interlocking. If you go swimming a lot, I'd say go for interlocking. Do you know what I mean? If it's something you do often that creates the puffy look, then I'd say go for the interlocking. But if you're not really that bothered about it, stick to what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Some people are free form anyway. They leave it to form naturally. They let the creator decide how the hair's going to look. There are options though, but that was just a quick vid because it was, I did have another consultation. I mean, I do them near enough daily, but this person's locks were chain locks. So I thought I better share. But anyway, look out for more videos on taking care of your natural hair and locks with Shayaa, your master loctician. I'll see you later. Love you. Bye. Hey, Shayaa here with some talk time. I'm the main person.